Have you ever felt frustrated watching your energy levels plummet, your joints ache more than they used to, or noticed your skin losing that healthy glow you once took for granted? Many people believe that these changes are just an inevitable part of aging, that there's nothing we can do about the gradual decline in our vitality after 50. But what if I told you that this isn't the whole truth? What if one simple change in your kitchen could dramatically impact how you feel, look, and age? I'm Dr. Susan Blake, a functional medicine specialist with over 20 years of experience helping people over 50 reclaim their health, energy, and confidence. Throughout my career, I've witnessed thousands of patients transform their lives not through complicated medical interventions or expensive treatments, but through understanding how the foods they consume daily either fuel their vitality or accelerate their aging process. Through my clinical practice and research, I've discovered that one of the most overlooked culprits behind accelerated aging, chronic inflammation, and declining health after 50 is something sitting right in your kitchen cabinet. It's an oil that most people use every single day, believing it's healthy, when in reality it's silently sabotaging their cellular health, increasing inflammation, and contributing to everything from joint pain to cognitive decline. The good news is that there are simple, natural, and surprisingly effective alternatives that can help reverse this damage, often more powerfully than we ever imagined, and without the side effects of medications or the expense of complex treatments. Imagine waking up each morning feeling genuinely refreshed, having the mental clarity you had in your 30s, and looking in the mirror to see skin that glows with health rather than showing the dullness of inflammation. Picture having the energy to play with your grandchildren, pursue new hobbies, or simply feel confident in your own body again. And yes, this is absolutely possible even if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, or beyond, and even if you've tried other approaches without success. The key lies in understanding how certain oils are aging you from the inside out and learning which alternatives can actually help turn back the clock on cellular aging. In this video, I'm going to reveal 8 powerful dietary shifts and natural alternatives that can help you eliminate the inflammatory oils that are accelerating your aging process and replace them with healing, youth-preserving options. Stay with me until the end, because the 8th tip is especially transformative and involves a specific oil that has been shown in studies to actually reverse markers of aging at the cellular level, something you can start using today. Before we dive into these life-changing insights, if you're looking for more evidence-based strategies to live a vibrant, healthy life after 50, click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. This way, you won't miss any of the valuable content we create specifically for people who refuse to let age define their limitations. I'd love to know where you're starting from. Have you noticed increased inflammation, joint pain, or decreased energy that seems to coincide with your diet? Comment yes if this resonates with you, or no if you feel like you've already mastered anti-inflammatory eating. Your participation helps me understand what content serves you best. Now, let's talk about the oil that's been marketed as healthy but is actually one of the worst things you can consume after 50. I'm talking about vegetable oil. And more specifically, the highly processed seed oils that make up the majority of what's labeled as vegetable oil in grocery stores. These include soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, and cottonseed oil. These oils are found in virtually every processed food, restaurant meal, and even in products marketed as healthy alternatives. Here's what most people don't understand about these oils. They're loaded with omega-6 fatty acids in an unnaturally concentrated form. While omega-6 fatty acids aren't inherently bad, our modern diet provides them in ratios that are completely out of balance with omega-3 fatty acids. A healthy omega-6 to omega-3 ratio should be somewhere between 2:1 and 4:1. However, the typical Western diet provides these fatty acids in ratios of 15:1 or even 20:1, creating a state of chronic inflammation throughout the body. But the problem goes much deeper than just the ratio. These vegetable oils undergo extensive processing that involves high heat, chemical solvents like hexane, bleaching, and deodorizing. This processing creates oxidized lipids and trans fats, even in oils that don't list trans fats on their labels. When you consume these damaged fats, they become incorporated into your cell membranes, making every cell in your body more susceptible to damage and less efficient at performing its vital functions. After age 50, our bodies become less efficient at dealing with inflammatory compounds and oxidative stress. Our natural antioxidant production declines, our cellular repair mechanisms slow down, and our ability to recover from inflammation diminishes. This means that the same oils that might have caused subtle problems in your 20s and 30s now create more noticeable and lasting damage to your joints, your brain, your cardiovascular system, and your skin. The inflammation caused by these oils doesn't just make you feel achy and tired. It contributes to insulin resistance, which can lead to weight gain, especially around the midsection. It promotes the formation of advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, which literally age your tissues from the inside out. It increases the production of inflammatory cytokines that can affect your mood, your sleep, and your cognitive function. And it creates an environment in your body where chronic diseases like arthritis, heart disease, and even dementia are more likely to develop. I've seen patients in their 50s and 60s make dramatic improvements in their energy, joint pain, mental clarity, and overall sense of well-being simply by eliminating these problematic oils from their diet. The changes often begin within just a few weeks, as inflammation markers decrease and cellular function improves. So what should you use instead? Let me share 8 specific strategies that can help you transition away from inflammatory oils and toward options that actually support healthy aging. First, embrace extra virgin olive oil as your primary cooking and dressing oil. But here's the key: not all olive oil is created equal. Look for oil that comes in a dark bottle, has a recent harvest date, and ideally carries certifications for purity. Real extra virgin olive oil contains powerful antioxidants called polyphenol that actually help reduce inflammation and protect your cells from aging. Use it for low to medium heat cooking, salad dressings, and drizzling over finished dishes. The polyphenol in high-quality olive oil have been shown to improve cardiovascular health, support brain function, and even help protect against certain types of cancer. Second, incorporate avocado oil for higher heat cooking. Avocado oil has one of the highest smoke points of any natural oil, making it perfect for sautéing, roasting, and even occasional higher heat cooking. It's rich in monounsaturated fats, similar to olive oil, and contains lutein, which is particularly beneficial for eye health as we age. Avocado oil also helps improve the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins from other foods, making your entire meal more nutritious. Third, don't fear saturated fats from natural sources. For decades, we've been told that saturated fat is the enemy. But recent research shows that saturated fats from sources like coconut oil, grass-fed butter, and ghee can actually be beneficial, especially for people over 50. Coconut oil contains medium-chain triglycerides that are easily converted to energy and may even support brain health. Grass-fed butter provides vitamin K2, which is crucial for bone health and cardiovascular function. Ghee, or clarified butter, has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years and is rich in fat-soluble vitamins. Fourth, make nuts and seeds your secret weapon against inflammation. Instead of relying on processed oils, get your healthy fats from whole food sources. Walnuts are particularly rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which help balance out the excess omega-6 in our diets. Chia seeds and flax seeds provide additional omega-3s along with fiber that supports digestive health. Hemp seeds offer a perfect balance of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in their natural ratio. When you consume fats from whole food sources, you also get the benefit of accompanying nutrients like vitamin E, minerals, and antioxidants that help protect the fats from oxidation in your body. Fifth, learn to read labels like a detective. Vegetable oils hide in the most unexpected places. They're in salad dressings, mayonnaise, nuts and seeds that have been roasted in oil, baked goods, crackers, chips, and even in supplements and protein powders. Start reading ingredient labels carefully and choose products that use olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil instead. Better yet, make your own versions of commonly used items like salad dressing and mayonnaise. Homemade mayonnaise made with avocado oil or olive oil takes just a few minutes to prepare and tastes infinitely better than store-bought versions. Sixth, transform your cooking methods to reduce your dependence on added oils altogether. Steaming, poaching, braising, and slow cooking are all methods that can create delicious, flavorful meals without requiring large amounts of added fats. When you do use oil, use it intentionally and sparingly. A little bit of high-quality oil goes a long way when you're using it to enhance flavor rather than as a cooking medium. Invest in high-quality nonstick or ceramic cookware that allows you to cook with minimal added fats. Seventh, embrace the power of omega-3 rich foods to help restore the balance in your body. Fatty fish like wild-caught salmon, sardines, and mackerel should become regular parts of your meal rotation. If you don't eat fish, consider algae-based omega-3 supplements, which provide the same beneficial EPA and DHA found in fish oil without the potential contamination issues. The omega-3 fatty acids in these foods actively help reduce inflammation, support brain health, and may even help protect against age-related cognitive decline. Eighth, and this is the most transformative tip I can share with you, consider incorporating MCT oil derived from coconuts into your daily routine. MCT stands for medium-chain triglycerides, and these special fats are metabolized differently than other fats in your body. They're rapidly converted into ketones, which serve as an alternative fuel source for your brain and may help improve cognitive function, especially as we age. Studies have shown that MCT oil can help improve memory, focus, and mental clarity. It may also help with weight management by increasing feelings of satiety and slightly boosting metabolism. Start with just 1 teaspoon per day, as MCT oil can cause digestive upset if introduced too quickly, and gradually work up to 1 to 2 tablespoons daily. You can add it to your morning coffee, blend it into smoothies, or simply take it by the spoonful. The research on MCT oil and aging is particularly exciting. Some studies suggest that the ketones produced from MCT oil may help protect brain cells from the kind of damage that contributes to age-related cognitive decline. Other research indicates that MCT oil may help improve the function of mitochondria, the powerhouses of our cells, potentially slowing down the cellular aging process itself. But here's what I want you to understand about making these changes. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. You don't need to throw out everything in your pantry and start over completely. Instead, begin by identifying the biggest sources of problematic oils in your current diet. For most people, this means restaurant meals, processed snacks, and bottled salad dressings. Focus on making changes in these areas first. When you're eating out, don't be afraid to ask how your food is prepared. Request that your vegetables be steamed rather than sautéed, ask for olive oil and vinegar instead of bottled dressing, and choose grilled or baked proteins over fried options. Many restaurants are happy to accommodate these requests, especially when you explain that you have dietary sensitivities. At home, transition gradually. Use up the oils you currently have for non-food purposes if possible. They make excellent furniture polish or leather conditioners, and replace them with healthier options as you run out. Start experimenting with new cooking methods and flavor combinations. You might discover that food tastes even better when it's not masked by the processed flavors of refined oils. One of the most important mindset shifts I encourage my patients to make is viewing food as medicine. Every meal is an opportunity to either promote health and vitality or to contribute to inflammation and aging. When you start seeing your food choices through this lens, it becomes easier to make decisions that support your long-term health rather than just satisfying immediate cravings. The inflammatory effects of processed oils are cumulative, meaning that the damage builds up over time. But the good news is that the healing effects of replacing them with healthier alternatives are also cumulative. Every healthy choice you make contributes to reducing inflammation, supporting cellular function, and promoting healthy aging. I often tell my patients to think of inflammation like a fire in their body. Processed vegetable oils are like throwing gasoline on that fire, making it burn hotter and cause more damage. The anti-inflammatory foods and oils I've shared with you today are like having a fire extinguisher, helping to calm the inflammation and allow your body's natural healing processes to work more effectively. The changes you make in your diet today will impact how you feel, look, and function not just tomorrow, but for decades to come. The patients I've worked with who embrace these principles often report feeling like they've turned back the clock by 10 or even 20 years. They have more energy for the activities they love, less pain in their joints, clearer thinking, better sleep, and a renewed sense of optimism about their health and their future. Remember, the solutions I've shared with you are fundamentally simple and based on returning to the kinds of foods and food preparation methods that humans have used for thousands of years. Our bodies are designed to thrive on real, whole foods and natural fats, not the highly processed products that have become so common in our modern food supply. My advice is to start small and be consistent. Don't try to implement everything at once. Choose one or two of the strategies that resonated most with you today. Maybe you'll start by replacing your current cooking oil with extra virgin olive oil, or perhaps you'll begin reading labels more carefully and choosing products without vegetable oils. You could experiment with adding a teaspoon of MCT oil to your morning routine or commit to eating fatty fish twice a week. The key is consistency rather than perfection. Small changes, implemented consistently over time, lead to profound results. You might not see a dramatic transformation overnight, but pay attention to the subtle improvements that will begin to appear. You might notice that you have a bit more energy in the afternoon, that your joints feel less stiff in the morning, that your skin looks clearer and more radiant, or that your thinking feels sharper and more focused. These improvements are signs that your body is responding to the reduction in inflammatory compounds and the increase in healing nutrients. As inflammation decreases throughout your body, you'll likely find that many seemingly unrelated symptoms begin to improve. Better sleep, improved mood, more stable blood sugar, and enhanced immunity are all common side effects of reducing inflammation through dietary changes. I want to emphasize that these changes are particularly powerful for people over 50 because this is when our bodies become less tolerant of inflammatory foods and more responsive to healing interventions. The same dietary changes that might have had subtle effects in your younger years can now produce dramatic improvements in how you feel and function. It's also worth noting that the benefits of eliminating processed oils and incorporating healthier alternatives extend far beyond just feeling better in the short term. The choices you make now can significantly impact your risk of developing chronic diseases later in life. Heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, osteoporosis, and even dementia all have inflammatory components that can be influenced by dietary choices. Think of the healthy oils and anti-inflammatory foods as an investment in your future self. Every time you choose olive oil over vegetable oil, every time you eat a piece of wild-caught salmon, every time you snack on walnuts instead of processed crackers, you're making a deposit into your long-term health account. The science behind these recommendations continues to evolve, but the evidence consistently shows that diets rich in natural, unprocessed fats and low in refined, processed oils are associated with better health outcomes, longer lifespan, and what researchers call health span, the number of years we live in good health rather than just surviving with chronic illness. As you begin to implement these changes, I encourage you to pay attention to how your body responds. Keep it simple. Journal noting your energy levels, sleep quality, joint comfort, and overall sense of well-being. Many people are surprised to discover connections they hadn't noticed before, like realizing that their afternoon energy crash disappears when they stop eating foods cooked in vegetable oil, or that their chronic joint aches improve significantly after just a few weeks of incorporating more omega-3 rich foods. Don't underestimate the power of these seemingly simple changes. The human body has a remarkable capacity for healing and regeneration when given the right nutrients and when inflammatory stressors are removed. I've seen patients make changes that their doctors thought would require medication, simply by addressing the inflammatory burden in their diet. The transition away from processed oils and toward healing, natural fats is one of the most impactful dietary changes you can make for healthy aging. It addresses inflammation at its root, provides your cells with the building blocks they need for optimal function, and supports every system in your body from your brain to your joints to your cardiovascular system. As we wrap up, I want to remind you that you have more control over how you age than you might realize. The choices you make in your kitchen every day are among the most powerful tools you have for influencing your health, your energy, your appearance, and your quality of life as you age. By eliminating the oils that accelerate aging and embracing those that support vitality, you're taking a crucial step toward not just living longer, but living better. The 8 strategies I've shared with you today represent decades of research and clinical experience distilled into practical, actionable steps that anyone can implement. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Your future self will thank you for every positive change you make today. If this information has been helpful to you, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from learning about the hidden dangers of processed oils. Subscribe to our channel for more evidence-based strategies for healthy aging, and remember that taking control of your health is one of the most empowering things you can do at any age. Your journey toward reduced inflammation, increased vitality, and healthier aging starts with your very next meal. Choose wisely, choose consistently, and watch as your body responds with renewed energy, clearer thinking, and a greater sense of well-being than you may have thought possible after 50.